What up, Reader fam? Welcome back to my channel. Today, what am I doing today? Nonsense, as always. Today, I'm gonna be going over some of the worst book titles I've ever seen. Well, I've not seen them yet, but I found these articles, which I will list down below in the description because we always give credit where credit is due. Yes, we do. And essentially, they've listed out all these books that have terrible book titles. And I just thought it would be fun to go over them together today. So that's what we're doing. I've only taken a peek at one of the titles just to see what we're getting ourselves into. And let me just say, buckle up, buttercups. We're in for a ride. Let's get started. First up, we've got Still Stripping after 25 years. Oh dear God, really starting off with a bang here. This is clearly a quilting book. I'm just imagining like all these old little ladies who are quilters. I doubt that when they had their meetings over the book title that they thought that it would end up on a worst book titles ever list. But here we are, first on the list. The intent was most definitely innocent, but it ended up somewhere else entirely. Knitting with dog hair. Better a sweater from a dog you know and love than a sheep you'll never meet. The fact that this book is real, honestly, I'm kind of intrigued though. My dog sheds like it's his job, so maybe this could be like a new hobby for me. Maybe I can make a dog hair quilt. I can make little squares and then reference the Still Stripping after 20 years book, and bada bing bada boom, I can make myself a dog hair quilt. I'll be sure to open an Etsy store for all my dog hair quilts. Y'all, I've got a new life goal. Look out, world. I'm taking over one dog hair at a time. Next up, Pooh gets stuck. It's the fact that, I don't know if I should say it or not, but the visual just makes it look like Pooh Bear is coming out of a certain hole. You know what I mean? It's like not only does the title itself take you straight to the toilet, the cover art takes your mind straight to the toilet. Who cares about elderly people? What? What is this book? And why did this book title low-key kind of make me sad? To answer your question, book, it is I that care about the elderly. This looks like it's a picture book, but I'm confused as to what the messaging is about here. Is it teaching kids to care about the elderly? I have no idea. I'm lost here and I need to be found. Cooking your dog. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that like the sticker is covering part of the title here and it says something else besides just cooking your dog, because otherwise this book title needs to be reworked stat, or this book needs to be investigated, because dear God, if there's a book about cooking dogs, I will fight whoever wrote it and I'll win the fight. When it comes to dogs, I don't play unless it's actually playing with the dogs, and I do that. But like dog harm, I'll fight, I'll bite, I'll cause a fright. Boom boom pow, bow wow wow. No, but really, what horrible sticker placement. Like, come on now. Whoever did that knew what they were doing. You can't tell me otherwise. Eating people is wrong. I mean, the book title isn't wrong. Cannibalism is a no-go. So like, why is this considered a bad book title? That's what I want to know. I just realized that everyone on this book cover is on plates and there's silverware next to them. What a way to really drill in the book title. Really serving the visuals here. Get it? Serving, because they're like served on a plate. I'll see myself out. How to make money in your spare time. This isn't really a bad book title, but like the cover, the fact that this cover was approved to be published. I mean, it's an eye catcher, I'll say that. But also maybe I should read this so I can buy more books. I'm always needing that extra cash flow for that book that I do in fact not need. I don't know if this will provide the best method for getting extra cash, but I'll take what I can get. I'm joking. The fact that I need to even clarify the fact that I'm joking. Y'all know me. I ain't gonna do what this cover is alluding to. Reusing old graves. I don't know about that. We'll just say questionable, because that's a questionable title. Everything I learned about women, I learned from my tractor. Excuse me? What kind of things did you learn about women from your tractor? I don't think that's how it works. I don't think you're able to learn things about women through a tractor. Oh, no, no, no. I am curious as to what he learned about women from his tractor, but I'm not curious enough to read the book to find out. It's for sure in my no pile. I just wonder how many of these book titles were like shower ideas. You know when you get hit with an idea in the shower and you're like, that's a really good idea. Yeah, I'm amazing. I'm a genius. I'm so good. And then the shower ends and you step outside of the shower and you're drying yourself off with a towel, and as you're drying yourself off, the realization is setting in that that shower idea you just had was not it. I feel like some of these were shower ideas that they still thought were good ideas. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes you have great, amazing ideas in the shower, but sometimes they're titles like this, which in my opinion, not a good idea. How to avoid huge ships. Oh, if this were like fictional character ships, I could really use this book. But honestly, they're unavoidable. You start reading that book and pair this character with this character, you have boarded the ship. The only real way to avoid it is to not read. And that's just not realistic now, is it? The manly art of knitting. Please. That didn't age well now, did it? Sexism at its finest. I hope whoever picked up this book was able to knit lots of sweaters for their dude bros. Everything I want to do is illegal. Why is that so funny? This is like the book version of clickbait. I'd click it, I'd read it. Reader bait. It's kind of like a book title cliffhanger. Like, you can't leave me hanging here. I want to know what the illegal things are that the main character wants to do. Also, why does this look like a children's book? That's what I'm most curious about. Like, is this a children's book? Are women human? Let me tell you, far from it. They're more than human. They are literal superhuman. They've got literal superpowers. Old tractors and the men who love them. Because if everything I know about women I learned from tractors wasn't enough, this will help fill all your needs. I just want to know who's publishing this. Is it self-published? Is it an actual publisher? I need the tea. Someone spilled it all over me. Drench me in the tea. As long as it's not piping hot. Thanks. How to raise your IQ by eating gifted children. Who approved this? They really tried to make it better by making the gifted children part a different color. The Christmas colors can't disguise this title, I'm sorry. What were the marketers thinking? Who approved this? Who said, yes, this is great. This will sell millions of copies. This is an eye-catching title. I mean, it technically is, because you read this and you're like, huh? What do you mean? Like, how did they not pick up on the issue of this title within the meetings? The amount of questions that are bubbling up in this video, sheesh. I'm gonna leave this with more questions than answers. And sometimes that's a good thing. Anybody can be cool, but awesome takes practice. I'm dead. Oh man, I gotta read this. I need the tips ASAP. I really wonder how outdated this book is though. It looks straight out of the 90s. Does God ever speak through cats? Oh yes he does, and he tells them to attack me. I've only ever met a few cats who have loved me. All the other cats have seen my face and either yeeted away or have gone claws in. Everyone poops. I mean, where's the lie? I don't really find stuff like this funny anymore. At one point, sure. But it's like, yeah, everyone does poop. And why are we all afraid to talk about it? Sure, it's gross. It stinks. It's nasty. But everyone does it. Let's stop making it a big deal. The big book of lesbian horse stories. When these sapphic sisters saddle up, ecstasy is only a hoofbeat away. At first, I thought it was about lesbian horses. Now, that would be on another level in terms of horsey books. Level up. What's your poo telling you? I'll be sure to listen closely the next time I hit the toilet. Fancy coffins to make yourself. Love a DIY book. Sometimes if you want something, you've got to do it yourself. DIY video coming your way soon using this book. Coffins are ridiculously expensive though. Like, when I die, can you just make me a coffin using my bookshelves, please and thank you. I'll take it. And please just bury me with my books so my corpse can at least be comforted by something. Pole dancing to gospel hymns. Now that's a new way to worship the Lord. Yeehaw! Praise you, Jesus, from the pole. I'm getting to the point with some of these where I'm just like, is this real? This can't be real. Who photoshopped this and chucked it on the internet to fool people? He died with a falafel in his hand. I mean, that's one way to leave this earth. I want to be eating something good before I'm yeeted out of here. I want food in one hand and a book in the other. Let's be real. Boba in one hand and a book in the other hand. Then you can yeet me out of here. The stray shopping cart. A guide to field identification. What? Now talk about a helpful book. I've always wanted a guide to identifying stray shopping carts out in the wild. That is the first thing that comes to mind when I'm driving down the street and I see a shopping cart. I'm like, I must identify that shopping cart. Like, definitely the first thing that comes to mind. If God loves me, why can't I kick my locker open? Oh, this just keeps getting worse and worse. What in the Christian fiction is this? I mean, they do say that no need is too little for God. If the locker's not opening, then holla at Jesus. Living with crazy buttocks. Hey, sometimes the buttocks needs to let loose every now and then. Get a little crazy. Do a little shake. Do a little twerk. Nothing wrong with that. People who don't know they're dead. Well, that's awkward. Yo, sis, I got something to tell you. You were yeeted out of here years ago. Now, can you get going? Move along? Onward. Well, that was a journey. Apparently those are some of the worst book titles. You guys should let me know down below in the comments if you were forced to read any of these books. Which one would you read? Which one would you pick out? Let me know down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye. -oh.